Greetings, Earthlings. I have to do this faster. I just made like a 45-minute video yelling and cursing and I'm still pissed. Looks like we have a change of plans, kids. Let's just start off at the beginning, because I don't know where else to start. Before this channel, I had a channel called How to Survive Electronic Harassment with Grandma Gizzard. And on that channel, I came out as both transgendered and as a hybrid human reptilian. Then I had a conflict with what I will just refer to as my family group. It's not the same as human family, like family trees. It's way more complicated. It would take me like 10 hours to explain it, and very few people would even understand it then, because there's no words in any language that I can think of that cover these topics, because they're very foreign, because they are from a completely different system than Earth. They are from Venus. I am a Venusian, essentially. Right now, I'm very much an Earthling, but the actual me, beyond this vehicle or instrument or container or body or whatever you would like to call these lovely things that allow us to be characters in the game, I graduated from fourth density positive in the Venusian system, in Venus, or on Venus, as humans would say. There are a lot of us. We're everywhere. Everywhere. How do you spot us? You don't, usually, unless you pay very, very close attention. The easiest way to prove this would be to get like an old camera, take a picture of myself or a video with a camcorder from like 1992, and then just figure out a way to transfer that to digital file and upload that. But if I did that, that would be something equivalent to treason, and I would end up in a federal penitentiary. I'm not joking. That's why we can't show our faces or what we really look like. And then on top of that, I found out a couple years ago that anything above like an iPhone 10, 9, what was it? An iPhone 9 has built-in technology, like Photoshop, basically, that will not allow me to do that. Yay, I tried it. I tried to take a real selfie and it didn't work. It just looked like this. Sometimes the eyes glitch. That is true. That's one thing humans have figured out. Anyway, I woke up because I heard a notification from a different device with a very particular sound. And I know that sound very well, unfortunately, because I don't hear it very often. I've heard it 4 times. This is the 4th time. The last time I heard it was when I had my last channel, and they said, go ahead and tell the old truth there. So I did. And then I deleted the channel without permission. I got into a bunch of fucking trouble. Received a whole different type of torture. Not like Freddie. Freddie had nothing to do with this. And I had to start another YouTube channel. And I negotiated with my family group that I will just be a normal fucking human. I mean, it's been almost a year and a half since I started this particular channel. So I don't know why they chose today of all fucking days to do this, but they did. What is the date? I don't know what the date is. The 23rd? That would make sense. If it's the 23rd today, that would make sense. But I don't know what day it is. In terms of numerology, if you know numerology. Anyway, the email I received from the head of my family group, which would be something like the equivalent of father, but in my case it would be mother, because in my experience on Venus, or in Venus rather, which is not what we call her, it was a matriarchal society. Most societies are, and there's a reason for that. It's because of violence and psychic abilities. What? I'm not hearing voices. I am hearing my sister. She's up on my ass with this video. They didn't like the last one because I was too angry, so I have calmed down mostly. I have to essentially increase the amount of truth I tell on very, very specific dates, and I have to follow this to a T, or else I pay a very significant price that I am not willing to pay. So they have put me between a rock and a hard place because I know what they're doing. And y'all should know I know, because that's why. That's why. It puts me in the position of breaking the law of confusion, because most of the members of my family group are in higher octaves than I am in when we are not on assignment. Much higher octaves, actually. God level octaves. I am only fourth density, as humans call it. Okay, so my first assignment is to tell you who I truly am. I am a transgendered woman from a Venusian family who have been here since right before this current eon started. Right before what we would call like the age of Jesus, of Nazareth. Jesus and Christ are two very different things. The Christ occurred on a singular day in a separate eon with a completely separate type of humanity and did its job exceedingly well, brilliantly and perfectly, as per usual. I don't know when Christ and the Christ and Jesus were meshed or forced together, but they are two completely opposite, literal opposite concepts. Jesus was a Jewish human being. And the so-called miracles he created are the same exact things that you could do right now if you put your mind to it. Granted, with all of the technological and physical blocking that has been put in place because of, destroying your planets that aren't planets, it would be more difficult, but you could do it. And you could do way more than that. No offense, but the miracles that Jesus supposedly performed, not that impressive. Not that impressive. Most of you have figured out, at least on channels like this, that you are in God school. You are in Creator school. The difference between y'all and me is minuscule. When we incarnate into different systems, we take on the physical instruments of whatever that system is. In this case, a transgendered female. Why do we do the transgender thing? Because in fourth density, there is no gender. You are both genders, physically, in your instrument. It's the last octave, or level in an octave, rather, where you have a physical earth suit, or Venusian suit, or whatever you want to call your body. After that, you are a higher aggregate state of energy. There are 5 types of matter, like matter, physical matter. That's redundant, but I hope you understand what I'm talking about. And I will list them in order of density. Solid, liquid, gas, ether, post-ether, or rather, solid, liquid, gas, plasma, post-plasma, or chi and post-chi, or prana and post-prana. Each type of layer is a form of energy. There is nothing truly physical in this world. It is all energetic. In terms of aggregation, the more solid things are, the less aggregated they are. As you go up the spiral of different states of matter, which are all based on one material. All materia are based on one material, and some of you have figured this out. But as you go up, the density becomes more and more aggregated, meaning lighter, less mass, less weight. And everything human beings classify as supernatural or paranormal occurs in the boundary conditions of ether or post-ether or plasma and post-plasma. And there is absolutely nothing spooky or paranormal about them. It's just a higher order of science that keeps getting suppressed. Multiple people, humans, have figured this out. Walter Russell, Terrence Howard, Tesla. Although Tesla was a wanderer, so that was kind of cheating. I don't know what system Tesla is from. Nikola Tesla, not the retarded man-child from South Africa who makes cars that run on batteries that should really only be charged once, because that's how batteries work. I love that. I learned that from Mr. Charlie. I learned a lot from Mr. Charlie, in fact. There was so much information our group did not have that Charlie figured out on his own. If y'all have a fucking savior here on this planet, It's your boy Charlie. You better thank your gods that man exists, because even I would be screwed without him. And I'm not implying that I'm better than. I don't think like that. None of us think like that. A lot of our characters think like that, but we do not think like that. That is poisonous and toxic thinking. I'm not better than you. I just have graduated from a higher density. That is it. That is the only difference aside from physical differences. I really don't want to do this. Like, I am fucking infuriated right now. I'm trying to be calm. This puts me into a very irresponsible karmic position, which means I run the risk of having to do this whole fucking thing all over again. And I'm not talking like one little piddly diddly life. I'm talking an entire fucking grand solar cycle. Because we're coming to the end of a grand solar cycle. Even though that's not what it should be called. That's inaccurate. But we'll just go with it. If you think the sun is in outer space and it's this big, huge thing that's like 1,000,000 times bigger than your... Never mind. What happens at the end of a grand solar cycle? A great harvest. And hopefully, graduation to a fourth density that is positive. See, like right now, I'm coming so fucking close to the law of confusion. My family is deliberately putting me in this position. I just want that known for the record. I am not doing this because I want to do it. I'm doing this because I do not want to repeat a whole fucking many-yeared cycle. I'll just put it that way. It's a super long time. Even though it all happens simultaneously, that's a little too confusing for people. I don't know how you guys handle it here. This place is so fucking crazy. Like, I don't know how people, number one, put up with so much ungodly fucking bullshit. Number two, believe the things you believe. And number three, worship something like Yahweh. My God. Or Jesus even. No, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to tell you the truth. Jesus was a normal human being. He had as much divinity as you do. You could do exactly what he did. And some of you will, if you're not already doing it. It's just a lot harder right now because of the tech that was put into place by humans. My favorite, by Yahweh's people. His favorite people, because they make the best slaves. And they do whatever they're told. In general, that is a bad idea, to do whatever you're told. I'm just doing my job. You need a moral compass to get out of here. If you don't realize that you are essentially in a prison, it's a very beautiful prison, I can't help you. I cannot help you. You are beyond my pay grade. And I don't get paid for this. I wish I did. I wish. I'm going to just stop it here because this video is already long. There's a lot more to come. If you want the perspective of someone who came here to help because it was part of a contract signed by my group, by people who are much higher in terms of spiritual graduation, they signed it. Once they sign it, we all have to do it. That's how it works. The rules are very fair, but they are very strict and they are very enforced. And you know when you break them because your life starts falling apart. I really don't want to do this, but there you go. That your information for the day is that there are 5 states of matter. They are determined by their frequency. Everything in your realm is determined by frequency, because everything, no matter what realm it is created by frequency. Solid, liquid, gas, ether, post-ether. You can replace ether with plasma, chi, ki, prani, life force, God, spirit. It's all the same thing, okay? And the most important thing you need to know. You know about Freddy. You know Freddy creates all of the fake ghosts, the fake demons, the fake possessions, the fake mental illness. Anything negative in this world, it probably has Freddy behind it somewhere. But don't forget about Betty, the actual divine energy realms. Betty is very much real. And Betty uses Freddy to communicate with y'all all of the time. All of the time. I'll give you an example. You could be sitting there and hear a weird tone in one of your ears. It's always one. And you're like, what the fuck is that? I don't know. Well, maybe try to remember what you were thinking when you heard that tone. Because I promise you, it's either something you're thinking about or feeling, or it's reminding you of something. Because there's only so much that they can do, or else they violate the law of confusion. And that is very bad for us. And that is the number one reason why I'm pissed, because now I get to be the sacrificial lamb, which is not what I signed up for. But shit happens. I'll figure it out. It's not, I mean, I guess it's not that big of a deal. I just, like, if I knew that they were going to do this, if I knew that this was going to happen, I never would have deleted my previous channel. Because I already came out and it was done and it was not an issue. But now, I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't LARPing. Okay? I'm sorry. A lot of these rules are not up to me. I didn't create the rules, and I certainly didn't create the game. They're saying to use an analogy. Okay. Let's just pretend like you are in middle school and you're in all of the advanced classes and you're very intelligent, right? You're top of your class. I'm a junior in high school and I'm in the retard classes. Because that's accurate. That's it. Like, you can't see the true Luciferians, most of whom are partially reptilian because of our race's history or species history. The correct term is race. Species was made up to create division. Think about that. It's like a parent with a newborn, right? You can't treat a grown adult and a newborn in the same way. There are differences, you know? So let's just say, like, y'all are in middle school. I'm a junior in high school. That's the only difference between us. That's it. That's it. No. I'm not fucking saying that. You say that. You start a channel. You fucking say that. I'm not even going to think you the answer. I'm going to say it out loud. I gotta go. I think this is ridiculous, but they're smarter than me, so let's see what happens. There you go. 5 states of matter, please consider looking that up. Look into it. There is information on the internet that you can find that will help you manipulate those two realms, ether and post-ether. You can manipulate them with your thoughts and your, actions. All right. That's it for today. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it very much. I'm sorry I'm in a bad mood. This is the absolute last fucking thing I was expecting. Thanks.